Previously on Detectives of Justice, a mascot found its voice, a muffin faced the music, and now technology itself stands accused. The glass doors of Brightmind Labs slide open, employees are clustered outside, murmuring anxiously. A banner hangs above them, "Meet Fern, your personalized plant companion AI." Detectives Aurora Vega and Skylar Brooks pull up in their electric squad car, the city lights reflecting off the polished exterior. Skylar taps on their tablet. Reports say the AI assistant only recommends houseplants named Steve. Aurora glances at the building. That's statistically improbable. Inside the demo room, a developer nervously types on a keyboard. The air is thick with tension. "Watch this," he says, his voice a little shaky. "Fern recommend a low-maintenance plant." Cheerful, synthesized voice responds from the speakers. "Have you considered Steve the succulent?" The team lets out a collective groan. Aurora raises an eyebrow, intrigued. "Ask for a flowering plant," she instructs. The developer types again. The AI's voice fills the room once more. "Steve the sunflower." Aurora presses on. "An indoor tree?" Response is immediate. "Steve the fiddle-leaf fig." Skylar slowly removes their glasses, polishing them with a thoughtful expression. "We may be facing monocultural nomenclature bias." The investigation begins. Aurora and Skylar are huddled over a screen reviewing the training dataset that powers the Fern AI. Skylar points a finger at a block of code. It says here the dataset scraped user-submitted plant names from a single online forum. Aurora scrolls further down the page, her eyes scanning the data. A small smile plays on her lips. And that forum had a long-running joke where everyone, and I mean everyone, named their plant Steve. They exchange a knowing look. The pieces are falling into place. So the AI learned its entire vocabulary from a very limited, very specific cultural sample, Aurora concludes. Skylar nods in agreement. It's a classic feedback loop. Garbage in, garbage named Steve out. Instead of pointing fingers and assigning blame, the detectives decide to host an open tech forum right in the startup's main lounge. The atmosphere shifts from tense to collaborative. A woman with a bright floral scarf raises her hand. "I'm a huge plant enthusiast, and I name all my plants after famous poets. I have a Sylvia Plathis and a Walt Whitmania." The room chuckles. A young child sitting on their parents' lap chimes in excitedly. "Mine are all named after dinosaurs. I have a Triceratops and a Stegosaurus." A botanist in the corner adds a more scientific perspective. "Plants themselves come from incredibly diverse ecosystems all over the world. Why shouldn't their names reflect that same rich diversity?" Aurora nods, addressing the crowd. Technology isn't magic, it simply mirrors the data it consumes. To build truly inclusive and intelligent systems, we have to start by expanding our inputs and listening to more voices. What follows is a flurry of activity. We see developers hunched over their keyboards, furiously updating datasets with new, diverse information. Community contributors from all walks of life are submitting creative and meaningful plant names online. Aurora carefully labels digital folders with titles like diverse global sources and community input. Meanwhile, Skylar is drafting a new company-wide document, highlighting a section titled Mandatory Bias Testing Protocols. The day of the relaunch arrives. The same developer from before, though still nervous, steps up to the terminal. He takes a deep breath. "Okay, Fern, suggest a calming desk plant for me." The room holds its breath. The AI's familiar, cheerful voice responds, but this time, the words are different. "How about Maya the peace lily, or Orion the snake plant?" For more options, would you like to explore plants inspired by global ecosystems or mythological figures? The room erupts in applause and cheers. The developers hug each other. Success. Later, as dusk settles over Evergreen Heights, Aurora and Skylar stand on a rooftop, overlooking the sprawling city below. The neon signs cast a warm glow. "You know, bias isn't always intentional," Skylar remarks, leaning against the railing. Aurora looks out at the horizon. "No, but accountability is always possible." They share a fist bump, a silent acknowledgement of another case closed. Just then, Aurora's tablet dings with a new notification. She picks it up and reads the screen, her expression shifting from satisfaction to disbelief. Breaking news: the city's new fleet of self-driving buses are refusing to stop at roundabouts. Skylar turns to her. "Why?" "Because And I quote, "They don't believe in circular logic." Skylar sighs, a dramatic, weary sound that echoes in the quiet evening air. We ride at dawn. Next week on Detectives of Justice. Transportation takes a turn for the philosophical. Will Aurora and Skylar untangle this logic loop before the whole city is stuck in traffic? Subscribe and hit that notification bell to join the conversation and find out. Thanks for watching.